So what happens when you put a wannabe sim racer and complete novice karter out on a track with a 9-year-old karting prodigy and tell them to have a race? Well, in this video, we're about to find out. Hi guys, welcome back to Affinity Racing. Today we are down in Stockton at TeamSport Karting, and I'm soon going to be meeting Byron, a 9-year-old karter who is already making a name for himself in the karting world, doing very well in races, winning them of course, and doing very well in the championship standings so far. His challenge is to try and teach me how to kart before we go out 1v1, and I set myself the challenge of trying to race him. Let's see how we get on.
Byron arrived nice and early before the session, which gave me plenty of time to find out a bit more about him, pick his brains, get my excuses in, as well as the odd bribe to avoid me looking too stupid against him out on track.
Oh, dodgy kart. Oh, right, okay. So that's one excuse for you then, right? Okay. And then the last session is where we're going to go out together as well. I might see if I can get a lap head start or something like that.
The broadcasts can kind of slide on that corner.
When you're coming down here, you've got to brake in a straight line,
Yeah, you need to brake in a straight line. And
You can't, didn't think about
On this bit, coming downhill?
on all the corners.
Oh, all the corners,
Don't
okay.
trail brake at all. If you trail brake in the car, if you're doing power and braking in the car, you'll just spin out. Oh, you'll not go anywhere. So,
Duly noted.
I'll go with-
Lee's going to be right here as well to film it in 4K. Me getting it wrong.
you qualified up in Dundee for his local section, down here at the regionals. Then it's like the top 3 that go through the national finals, they finished 5th.
Wow.
So, but
Very good.
finishing 5th was really good for him.
Yeah.
You were late getting
Yeah,
down
yeah.
the Friday. All the other kids were out there all day on the Friday practicing.
Yeah.
He came in on the Saturday, totally called right into the qualifying session, and qualified 5th there. And then his next session out on the track, he had set the fastest lap, and getting by the end of the day, he ended up with the 2nd fastest lap.
yeah,
You're going to go out first, 15, and then I think I do 15, then you, then me, and then we'll go out together after a little break. Now, in that break, I'm hoping you're going to tell me everything I'm doing wrong. You can watch and you can spot all my mistakes and tell me how to hopefully be a little bit quicker.
You'll do that,
We were also really fortunate to get ourselves a chance for a quick track walk, so a huge shout out and thank you for the kindness and generosity of the guys at TeamSport Stockton, and Byron very kindly took us around and gave us a few pointers.
What's the hardest corner of this track, do you reckon?
all of them are quite easy.
Okay. That wasn't the answer that I was looking for. All of them are quite easy, so I should manage it fine then.
Come off the right-hand side of the course. That's the line I take. Swooping through the go back onto the left is to get onto that corner, which is where you'll tend to slide. To do an overtake, you would go on the left and the inside.
I don't think I need to be thinking about overtakes. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Magic. Well, that's a lap. There we go. So that's TeamSport Stockton. That's how I need to do it. Whether or not it happens that way, we'll soon find out.
Now, we've created a full track walk with Byron, which you can find on our channel, but it was time to actually get ready and have Byron head out first. And although I'd done everything I could to not look like a complete numpty on this video, it did seem that was going to be harder than intended when the track organisers gave me some news about my session.
I would put by myself.
Well, David.
Yes, yeah. All right. Oh, that's going to look even more stupid. My session is just me by myself.
Hey, at least you'll not kill anybody.
Following the bad news, we got ourselves kitted up, headed into our safety briefing, and it was time for Byron to head out on track and put some markers down for me in terms of lap time.
Flying already. So one of the things to note that Byron is actually in a much smaller kart, so Byron is in one of the cadet karts. I'm going to be in one of the actual adult karts, which is a bit more powerful, but the way that Byron drives these karts, he is super quick, very smooth, really quick in all of the corners. And one thing that his dad mentioned was that a lot of the adults will see Byron on track and then they'll tend to overdrive, which actually then makes them a lot slower. So Byron, as we can see already there, is actually catching up to the adult karts already, and they essentially pretty much did have a 1 lap head start.
And just as we talk about overdriving, it wasn't long before someone did exactly that.
He stacked it. Someone's into the barriers. I literally don't think they can actually get him out of the barrier. What's the chances that I do that on the first lap?
So after someone very kindly made it a little harder for me to look like the biggest fool on the day, we headed over to check out the lap times Byron was setting, and he was already putting some of the pro karts to shame, as we spotted ourselves a nice viewing point.
Oh, there he is there. That was good timing.
I didn't get it.
So we've got 4 pro karts that are on track and we've got 2 cadet karts. And as I mentioned, Byron is in one of the cadet karts. Now they're meant to be about 5 or 6 seconds a lap, I got told, slower around the track. And as we can see, Byron is already second quickest here. He's actually only 6/10 off the fastest lap, which is a 44.465. And Byron's already at a 47.0. So I think that's pretty much because he's got traffic. I'm sure he'll be a lot quicker throughout the rest of the day. Yeah, very, very impressive.
It was now time though for me to head out on track and have my first go around the circuit. I was keen to get out, keen to not look like a complete numpty, but the same couldn't be said for the guys watching me trackside.
How many times do you think you'll spin?
Once.
Right.
Out I went then, and it wasn't long before Byron had spotted a few places that I could be improving.
I think he needs to improve on that line.
He's not staying on the racing line there.
He needs to brake a bit later.
Right,
He's going
okay.
into the middle.
It's like he's braking on the slope, eh? He should wait until he's on the flat, eh?
Yeah. He needs to go more to the right. I think he needs to be more brave. I think he needs to pick up more speed.
As the session went on though, there was at least 2 laps where I managed to impress Byron.
That was a better corner. Ah, there it is.
Better,
That is it. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's a great lap. And this is amazing seeing David on track. I'm quite proud. I think he just needs to be more brave.
And brave I was. One of my favourite corners became this one here. You have to let the kart slide a little bit and trust that you can keep it together. I was feeling confident with this one, and it seems Byron gave me top marks too.
Amazing. That corner, he's nailed it.
For our first few laps, that was good fun. Did we get good footage? Yeah, it was all right. So we're just about to go back onto track. I'm going to try and sit behind him, learn some of the lines, see how it is that he's taking some of the corners, where it is that he's braking. Despite being in a slightly slower kart, about 20% less power, but he's actually just as quick, if not quicker, in the corners because he's doing them so much better and being a lot more smoothly. So that's what we're going to try and learn.
So out we went. I followed Byron, learned how he was taking the lines and seeing just how he was able to sustain a lot more cornering speed than I was by prioritising momentum. Because we were out with other people on track for this session, it was also helpful to see Byron catch up to them and see how he navigated getting past people. He had a lot of confidence to just nip straight in front and straight in through the small gaps. Even though this session was for him to teach me the racing lines, I took the opportunity to pick up a few racing tips too. Our joint session was done, and so it wasn't long before the moment of truth. It was time for us to go head to head and have our race. And just before we got sorted and went back out on track, I didn't realise that our cameraman Isaac had gone to Byron to get his thoughts. Turns out he was feeling pretty confident.
Aye, I'll beat him.
I used my time a little more wisely and headed down to talk to Craig, Byron's dad, to see what was needed in terms of a bribe.
If you're doing 44s, that means Byron should be doing 50.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So,
That's it.
can we give you 10%?
Yeah, exactly.
So then, it was time for the moment of truth, our head-to-head, our 20-lap race. Can the part-time sim racer and complete karting novice take on the karting prodigy? I have the more powerful kart, the odds are definitely in my favour, but we've seen today just how good and how quick Byron is. We headed out on track, Byron lapped his way around, and it was time for the race to begin.
Race is on, let's go! Trying to get to the inside 610.
The race was off to a great start. We were matching pace and we were having some really, really good battles into the corners. What frustrated me, however, was every time that I managed to get just in front of Byron or get in front of him for a corner or out of a corner, he always managed to prioritise that exit speed and get me in the next one. This happened lap after lap, corner after corner, and I really had to start thinking about where it was that I would try and get an overtake done. Much to my surprise, but no surprise to anybody else, Byron was able to get in front every single time. The final lap was soon upon us and I had just one more chance to get past Byron and win this race. And with that, the checkered flag was waved. I'd managed to get past Byron a few times, but ultimately he always managed to re-overtake. It seems I still have quite a bit of work to do when it comes to karting, but I was quite happy that we had such a great race and managed to somewhat hold my own. Forgetting, of course, that I was in a much quicker kart, but let's ignore that for now. Of course, no race is complete without a podium ceremony, and rightly so. Byron took the top spot, and the best I could do today was P2, otherwise known as last in a two-person race.
Embarrassed by the young'un. The only advantage I had was on the straights, so he knew whenever I was going to overtake him, it was basically like I never wanted to overtake, so I knew it would just disadvantage us out of the corner. The sort of double left-hander, I think twice he just held it around the outside. I was like, unreal, absolutely unreal. Well done, kid. Awesome. Oh, racecraft, really, honestly, yeah. Right, there we are then, so race done and dusted. Unfortunately for me, I could only manage P2. Byron, I think it was fairly obvious from the start of the day, was going to get P1, weren't you? You got 2 medals, what did you? You got best driver of the day as well. And best overtake and fastest lap and everything else as well. Absolutely awesome, kid. One of them, thank you very, very much. I did make a promise, I said if you beat me in the race, I'll get you some pizza. So, pizza on me, pizza for everyone. It's been a good day, hasn't it? Yep. So thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Plenty more videos on the way, live streams, giveaways, all that good stuff. We'll have to get ourselves to a few more tracks and you can, I need to get a bit quicker and you can teach me some more karting tricks. Sound good? Yep. Good stuff. Magic. Cut.